Part of life is overcoming the difficulties that come your way, and some of them are self-inflicted, some of them are just tough breaks, but you'll never accomplish anything if you don't stick with it, so to speak. I think that was the part of my game that I'm most proud of, because I was doing it with a putter that was not consistent. My putting was not reliable, so I had to be really reliable tee to green. The 72nd hole, it hit my second shot on the green for an eagle putt.
Here she comes. How about that for the final strokes?
If you're going to win a major, that's a nice way to do it. I had that red shirt on and put both hands up holding onto that club. It's like, I did it. Finally, I did it. It was just a fantastic feeling.
Yeah, I'm playing great. I got myself in the mix.
Yes!
But the big learning curve was Sunday afternoon. By the time I got to the 10th tee, I was now leading the Open. And bottom line, I couldn't handle it.
No, just stays out.
You know, I started messing up shots, a couple of 3 putts.
No, that's the third holeable putt we've seen him miss.
So, you know, all of that was too much. This game has a wonderful way of telling you whether you got it or not. And if you can't handle the pressure on a certain day when you feel under pressure, well, you haven't got your game.
Well, we must say drop strokes over the last 5 holes, and his chance seems to be dropping away.
Yeah, there's no in between with the media. You're either up or you're down. And well, I think that's when they started the El Foldo. That's when I guess the little light bulb hit me and said, right, I've really got to do something about this now. And of course, sure enough, my game just went rapidly downhill. 85, I go off to that Open, can't hit my hat. Sandy wins that one, so you know I wanted to be the next Brit to win it. So Sandy wins that one, and then you go off in 86. And I don't know how I kept my determination to just keep doing it. But there must have been something in me, because I never lost faith. My determination was still there until it finally clicked. It's a good story, yeah. It's the good story of the kid who had a dream and made it happen. And the small print is he hit an awful lot of golf balls.
I knew it was going to be tough, you know, I was making it tough. And then somehow I said to myself, well, you just better play the best 4 holes of your life right now.
You did.
And I hit the best half shot of my life, a little 5-iron down the hill. Really good par on 16. That was after coming up short, it was 16 was long, 196, had a 5-iron way over the green. And then I knew that, par, and I was really hoping, praying for 17 to come to the rescue. Hit driver 4-iron, really 2 good shots. And after I heard the murmurs, I knew what he had done. I thought, well, just hold this, and it's over and done with, and it shores. So I leave that short in the jaws. And then 18, I hit 2 really good shots. I thought 3-iron would be perfect. I thought left to right wind if I hold it against the wind. But I buttoned it, and I said to myself, well, just hit it to 3 feet and it's all over.
Were you able to enjoy 18 in the end?
No, unfortunately. I mean, that was really what I wanted to. I had to just grind like hell, thinking, I'm on the back of the green, and just trundle it down the hill, and I managed to do that. I mean, I really hit that quite soft, that putt. I mean, I'd hate to have hit it solid. I wouldn't have handled the 3-footer. I know I wouldn't, because my legs were gone on that 1-footer. So yeah.
When it missed, I was very upset. And inside, I felt I didn't play the finish of the Open Championship to win the tournament. I played it not to lose the tournament, and that's not really my DNA. I was disappointed, but hungrier than ever to try and get back and win the Open Championship.
Talking all about Jordan Spieth's big Masters meltdown on his 12th.
Carded a quadruple bogey 7.
An athlete come back from that type of collapse.
We'll stay with him forever. He is never going to let it go away. No sport creates psychological demons more effectively than golf. But if he continues to play major championships, those demons are going to start barking in the back of his head.
Do you ignore the memories of Augusta?
What are your nerves like now?
How do you balance that concept of playing not to lose?
I knew that once I got into the media room that it wasn't going to all be positive, that a lot of it would actually be potentially negative, and I knew that I wouldn't sleep that well that night. And I just remember thinking to myself, I'm going to learn a lot about myself, good, bad, or anything in between, because I was going to be dealing with more than people normally are. I was going to be dealing with some scar tissue. I remember bringing it up to Michael during the round, saying, "Hey, Mikey, I got some demons right now. I got some bad thoughts in my head about today and what could happen." I mean, during the round, I remember voicing that to him.
3 bogeys in the first 4 holes.
It was important for me to voice that out instead of hold it in. And I remember him having some really key things he was telling me to breed confidence into me.
Lead's gone.
After missing that putt, I thought, there goes the lead. Now this is going to be this much more difficult.
Final 9 on Sunday. Here we go.
So the 13th hole is probably the hardest hole on the golf course.
Oh dear, this is so far right.
Oh dear, yeah, this is catastrophic.
I think they found it, but it's a long way right, fellas.
I just didn't commit to playing a draw. Instead, I lined up to hit a fade, and I left the face dead open.
We're looking at 4-foot-high rough, Jamie, where they think they've got the ball.
Shot was incredibly difficult. This is so difficult as well.
Chip it up there, and I have a putt for bogey, and Kuchar just made par, and I'm thinking to myself, with everything that just happened, I can knock this 6-footer in and only lose a stroke. The entire day, I had felt like I'd been losing strokes. And when I knocked that putt in...
Got it. He's got it.
I remember walking off the green, really thinking like I stole something. And went to the next tee actually feeling more comfortable than I had felt any time during that day.
This is just... what is going on? Chaos and magic and chaos. Astonishing stuff.
That comfort level just continued, and I just hit fairway, green, putt, fairway, green, putt.
That's just beyond belief, isn't it?
The boy's resilient.
What I kept thinking was each shot try and gain a little advantage over Cooch. And I remember reading the putt. Ball's below my feet, it's gonna go downhill to the left early, it's gonna reach this valley, and it's gonna bank up and break left. It's gonna have a lot of speed to start because it needs that speed to get up the second hill. So it's gonna break even more to the left. So now all of a sudden I've lined up what would essentially be maybe a foot out to the right. I had seen guys hit it earlier that day and leave it short, leave it short, leave it short. And I just put a little extra pace than I really wanted to on that putt. And as it starts to bank and I start to see it turn at the pace that it should turn into that slope, I'm like, okay, that's a great putt. And I don't think the expectation was that the ball would drop. You know, it was just rolling for so long. And then with about 2 feet to go, I'm like, wow, that's a really good putt. And then it drops.
You are joking. You've got to be kidding.
And I think I gave more of a fist bump on that one.
What can you say? The resilience this young man has shown in the last hour is beyond belief. Absolutely magnificent, son. You are a legend.
That was to get a 2-shot lead with 2 holes to play, which is just massive. I mean, that is with a par 5 and a tough par 4, that's huge.
I'll wake up in a minute.
a day like that day where it seemed out of grasp. There were times where I just didn't see myself holding it at the end of the day. It was overwhelming at that point. I had kind of gotten over the demons. I mean, I'd been through the demons and back, and it was done.